everyone. I'm Communications Officer Nia Douglas, and thank you for joining us for this very special GIS report. Today I'm joined by Information Officer Diane Drayton and Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police, Clair Amory. Thank you for joining me. Why don't we start by talking about the Family Fridays initiative and why and what inspired it?
The Family Fridays initiative was inspired by the fact that we are seeing an increase in the cases that actually affect families. Domestic violence is still very high, child abuse, and even abuse of the elderly. We are feeling that that is within the family makeup, and if those issues aren't addressed, we will be in trouble. It is forcing us to think outside the box. What can we do? What's the solution to changing, the dynamics within the family so we see less of those incidents? And I'll explain to you, Family Fridays is just an opportunity, or it's an incentive to gather. And we're not talking about just mommy, daddy, and children. We're talking about the extended family because we feel there's so much within the extended family that needs to be passed on to our young men, to our young women, even the children. And we could tease out problems and the stresses of life through those, harmonious unions. If they're harmonious, and of course, many of those unions aren't harmonious. Many of those gatherings aren't. But I believe that we need to be united and we need to find reasons to be united. And this is one of them.
So what does Family Fridays look like? So we talked about it being an initiative, and we talked about what inspired it, but what is it really? Is it a campaign? Is it on social media? Why don't we tell the public what exactly they can look out for?
Okay. Really, it will be essentially spurred on by those who take the initiative together, post a picture, show what is happening within their family unit, and as we'll say, hashtag Family Friday BVI, Family Fridays BVI. That will be the push. We are not having any major event. We want families to get together in their backyards, at restaurants, which I'll tell you a little bit more about that. We have restaurants have in the territory have joined us in this effort to bring families together by offering family discounts of 7 or more or 12 or more for to gather around one of their tables and enjoy fellowship. That's the kind of things this initiative will do. Of awareness campaigns or observances like Child Awareness, Child Abuse Awareness Month. Those are annual things. This will be a monthly thing. The first Friday of every month, we're asking families to get together. Once this has been launched August 5th, what's going to happen is we're going to provide more and more incentives for people to gather. I know villas have already offered their rooms on that Family Friday free of charge for the family who shows that they're united, the one who posts the most photographs, the things that would show us that they are making an effort to gather. So it isn't an event, it is a program that is to incentivize that very thing, gathering together. We believe within that family gathering, we could tease out, why are you not riding with a helmet? Why does this little girl look so lost? The things that are now affecting the police for incidences where we have to show up at homes, and because there's violence, there's distrust, there's acrimony within the homes. So we're hoping that something like this can change that. There's an aunt or uncle who's there who could say, listen, that's not the way you behave, or young man, come here. You are my nephew. I want you to do better. I want you to stay out of trouble. We are hoping that those are the discussions that we can have around the family table, and food is always an incentive to gather.
So it's inspired by a number of cases that you have seen where families they need more time to gather, like you're saying, to address morals, have more family time. So you want to increase, I guess, the feeling of family values, and you're hoping to achieve that with this campaign.
Yes.
Well, can you speak a little bit about, I know you mentioned it briefly, or perhaps Mr. Amory can chime in and talk about what exactly caused the police to get up and do this campaign. How serious is it? Like, how bad is the situation for us to now have to come together and do something like this?
I would say this is part of our community outreach. In terms of over time, we have seen quite an increase of domestic violence within homes. And this is one of the ways in which we can actually reach out. Certain values have been lost over time, and there's a need for greater collaboration between families. And I think this is one of the ways in order to try and see if we could actually bring that back, so that stories, I'm going to say things that used to happen in the past, let's share and tell you, what used to happen. It is not to say, you're trying to bring back the past or recreate the past, but at the same time, share the values that are needed within families.
And what sort of issues, you're saying loss of values, what sort of cases are on the rise or has been an increase of?
Basically, domestic violence, persons making threats within the home, and I mean this could be partly attributed to how costs and so forth has risen, but there has been a breakdown in terms of not respecting each other, the elders within the home, beating families or children beating their parents. All of these things, it is because certain values have diminished over time, and these are things that need to come back.
So how will the police be directly involved in this initiative? We know it's a public awareness campaign, and we want the public to be heavily involved as possible, but what is going to be the police role throughout this?
Okay, like Mr. Amory said, it's a community policing initiative. So we have a number of community police officers that will actually be traveling with these, encouraging persons to do just that, gather together. Certainly, if you want one of them to come and share a meal with you, bring something, we would encourage it. That's the uniting of the public and the police in that endeavor. But again, we will incentivize these gatherings, and we will be about trying to provide the opportunities through, as I say, restaurants, villas. And I have to say right now that the BVI, Chamber of Commerce and Hotel Association, is partnering with us in this effort. They see the need. Their part is to try to bring their members on board by providing those incentives for the public. So they have been on various talk shows. They've sent to their members, please endorse this. We can change a community. And we certainly believe within the next year, we will see the incidences of domestic violence come down. I mean, it might seem like a tall order, but we believe so much must happen within those family units. Our young men in particular are taking their advice and their mentorship from men around the end of the corner, the guys who are just their age. And we believe that is why we see a number of our young people getting in trouble, because they can't pass on what they don't know. But if it's an uncle or an aunt or a brother or older brother who's able to share the affection, the love, and instruction and advice in these situations, that can change, one little boy's life, one teenager's life, bring a sensitivity and respect to those that are around. And that's a big thing that we hope to pass on, along with our cultural values. There's so much there that isn't being passed on because people don't have the time. They're busy. They're fragmented. They have a number of other things they would prefer to be doing other than raising children. But our society depends on it. Family, good families, strong families build strong communities. So we have to change it by creating these atmospheres for change.
So you spoke briefly about the BVI Chamber of Commerce and Hotel Association's involvement. Can you give us some of the restaurants and hotels that will be part of this initiative?
Yes. Every day we're having one more join us, which is exciting. But I can tell you those that are on board and are really enthusiastic about being a part of this initiative. We know Village Key Marina, they're offering this Family Friday special. They're looking for these cards that you pick up. They will be giving families over 7. And that doesn't have to be blood family. You can invite 2 friends, 2 neighbors, or whatever. Come with these and you will get your discount. Families over 12, of course, get a greater discount. We have as well Leverick Bay in Virgin Gorda. They are offering the Family Fridays discount. We also have Sebastian's by the Sea out in Carrot Bay or Little Apple Bay. They're also offering the family discounts. We have all the way over in Anegada, the Anegada Beach Club. They are also offering the family discounts. So we have on all the different islands, and more are joining in this effort.
So you're showing these cards,
Yes.
right? Where can persons find these cards? I know you said that officers will be handing them out, but let's say we haven't happened to see an officer. Where can we go to find one?
All the police stations will have these cards right there at the front. Just pick up one, and you certainly be ready to go to a restaurant. Restaurants, despite the discounts, can be expensive. Backyards, have them in the backyards. We are soon going to have supermarkets that will show their Family Friday discounts. You come in there and, not only package deals, 2 for 1, of various items that can make your party nice.
So when is the first Family Friday? Can you tell us one more time?
Yes, the launch is August 5th. And that was a good time around festival time where family is around and they can, their family reunions, persons are getting together. That's the launch, but we see momentum building month after month, and that it's just really taking off because people get excited. What's happening for Family Fridays? So that is our push.
So before we close off, is there one more thing you'd like to tell the public just to leave them with?
Yeah, I wanted to say that young men need to feel like they belong. They belong to some group of people. There's someone in this group of people that love me. Young women, we can't complain if they have taken off and taken their own culture because it was never passed on. We have to we have to be intentional in passing on what we do. It can't be taught in the schools. Join this initiative, be a part of it, post your photos. As I said, hashtag Family Fridays BVI. That will help to incentivize more and more people to do what they see others do, and come on board. We are hoping that it will take off August 5th, but we imagine that as the year goes on, more and more people will come on board.
So this is ongoing indefinitely. There's
Yes.
no end.
No end. And it's once a month as opposed to a once a year observance.
Okay.
Because we need to change the dynamics right now. Right now, it's almost like bailing water out of a leaking boat. If we continue to do what we're doing and not bring change, all we'll be doing is arresting and charging more and more young people. And that's not what we want. We have to bring change. We have to introduce a solution to this situation.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me, Ms. Drayton and ACP Clair Amory. Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for watching this GIS report. August 5th is the first Family Friday. Look out for these cards that you can find officers handing out, or you can go to any police station to get one. It's available on the sister islands as well. Is that
Yes.
correct? And we have participating hotels and restaurants on the sister islands. So we hope to see the public involved in this Family Friday initiative. Thank you so much for watching.